So today the companies are really struggling to deliver significant organic growth. They innovate at a pace with legacy 20th century structures and cultures, so that old way of doing things. They balance delivering results today with investing in innovation for tomorrow. So we find a lot of companies where they are, the board has told them that we want X percentage return on investment this year, which now the executive committee has to drive. But the problem is that if you're only driving that, you're not driving your longer term innovation. You're not looking at that longer term view because you're getting incentivized against the short termism and not the long termism. Adopt new ways of working even when they suspect they need to. So a lot of companies, I've just had a client that's just come on, one of those big banks, by the way. We started talking to them 18 months ago about business agility. We've just started the projects with them now to bring them onto the business agility course 18 months later. They knew 18 months ago that they needed to be doing this, but we better late than never. We've started with them now. Finding the capacity to drive the strategic change and innovation they know they need. So again, there's sort of three buckets of work that needs to be done in a business. It's run, grow, and transform the business. Run is your day-to-day operations. Grow is, you've got your markets, you've got your products. So how do I grow that market share? And do I need to bring any more products in? Whereas transform is very much the disrupt or be disrupted. So how do I really bring in new services and products that is going to totally disrupt my industry? And what we're finding again is that what we suggest to companies is you spend 60% of your time focusing on the run the business, 20% on growing the business, and 20% on transforming the business. But what you're actually finding to a large extent is that 95% of the time is on run the business and 5% on grow or try, and very little on transform. So we need to start finding that capacity. And then develop cohesive strategy to solve these collective challenges. So what we are starting to see more of and people talking more about is platform economies and ecosystems because you can't do everything for everybody. So you're starting to see companies either partnering together in ecosystems or starting to buy out other companies that have that capability so that they can deliver on that. So the emerging recipe for success is what we call business agility. So this is agile, but it's right across the business. When a lot of people talk about agile, they think about the IT department or the digital transformation, et cetera, but Evan Laybourne, who's the head of the Business Agility Institute out of Australia, will say that you can only be as agile as your least agile department. So you can have agile running in your IT department really, really well. But if HR is not in some way supporting that agile by creating different ways of doing organizational structures, looking at different reward practices where focus is more on team than individual, looking at different ways of doing performance management. If finance is not helping us with adaptive budgeting, and risk is not looking at things differently, legal is not looking at contracts differently, we will struggle to actually be agile as a whole enterprise. But what you're seeing right across, Forbes, Harvard Business Review, McKinsey, I know a lot of people always jump on people like McKinsey, but I really love a lot of their articles. They've got some amazing stuff on agile. I don't necessarily agree with everything they say, but you've got to start reading. If you don't read, I love to read at least one good article a day to learn something from it. Again, I take out what I like from it. If I don't agree with something, I question my own thinking first. And then if it's something I'm still not 100% happy with, then that's fine. At least I've learned something from, say, 70% of the rest of the article.